When the iPad Air 4 first released in 2020, it was a mind-blowing iPad. But soon, the M1 iPad Pro and after that the iPad Mini 6 released. In this video, we're gonna check out my 6 months later review, so let's get started. During reviews, the first thing I like to talk about is build quality and design. And well, the iPad has got an A in that. This was the second iPad series to get the new redesign after the iPad Pro. And it looks gorgeous. It's got flat and very thin sides, a practically bezel-less experience, and rounded corners. When I use the Air 4, it feels like a solid tablet, but I would recommend you put on a case. Because 1, it doubles as a stand, and 2, iPads don't have drop protections equal to phones. The iPad Air 4 also has USB-C now, which is really helpful for those who want to connect an external SSD. And it reduces the truckload of wires you have to pack when you travel. But unfortunately, Apple removed the headphone jack, which comes as a disappointment. And rather, you have to use Bluetooth headphones or USB-C headphones. The cameras have also had an upgrade from the Air 3, and now they can take pictures at 12 megapixels and can record at 4K 60 FPS. But the Air does have a 1080p front camera, so if your connection and video calling app supports 1080p, you would have awesome quality in video conferences. Unfortunately, the Air doesn't come with a flash for scanning documents. The 64GB variant costs $600, but if you want to upgrade, you're going to have to go with 256GB, which is going to cost you $750, which is a bit pricey. I'm okay with the 64GB variant, but those who want more than that might want to reconsider. Speaker-wise, the iPad Air has stereo speakers, but with quad speaker grills. Although that isn't as good as having actual quad speakers, it's miles ahead of just having stereo speakers with stereo grills. Hear it for yourself. Display-wise, it's a decent display, but doesn't have 120Hz compared to the iPad Pro and its Android equivalent. 120Hz would have made it look snappy and would have been better to use with the Apple Pencil. Unlike the iPad Pro, it doesn't have Face ID, but it has Touch ID built into the power button, which is good. The battery lasts around 10 hours on a single charge, which is pretty good for a tablet. Performance-wise, it's a beast and has double the scores of its Android equivalent, the Galaxy Tab S7, in both Geekbench 5 and 3D Mark. That tells us that both the CPU and the GPU is insanely powerful. All in all, it's a great tablet. In my experience, I had great build quality, solid speakers and display, and crazy performance. I wouldn't recommend this as a laptop replacement because of the many features that iPad OS lacks compared to Windows or Mac OS. I would definitely recommend this as a tablet though, as it's a good trade-off point between the regular iPad and the iPad Pro without having to compromise on screen size. The smart connector also lets you fully utilize your iPad with accessories compared to the Mini 6. So that's it for this video guys, thanks for watching.